G'day and welcome to round 3 of the 2024 Eruption, presented by AusDiscs and powered by Prodigy. We are at the Crater Lakes Disc Golf Course in Mount Gambier, South Australia. Big shout out to Gatekeeper Media for sharing this awesome coverage, which was created by Parks Media, Australia's own. I am Timmy Bowen, and together with Paddy Robinson and Andrew Ferguson, we are the Tee Off Podcast. Good to do some more commentary for the Aussie events, boys.
Yeah, a bit of rain coming today as well, fellas. It doesn't look like it's shaping up all the nicest weather, but we haven't had the greatest weather so far. But Casey has taken advantage. He's at 8 down with a one-stroke lead over Blake and Jade, and Stanis just hanging in there with a 6 under. He'll be lurking too. The leaderboard looks pretty solid. Unfortunately, I had to DNF, but Timmy, I see you just rounding out the top 10 there, mate. Very nice.
I'm happy to move up a spot too, Paddy, even if it was at the expense of yourself moving off that second card.
All right, let's kick things off with hole 1. It's 199 metre par 4. Generally, you're going to see a lot of backhands off the tee, which you want to kind of sneak through these guardian trees and land just about here. Then you've got generally a forehand as it bends around to the right to this basket, just on the little slight hill.
Look at the two international boys. We're happy to see them. They're smiley, good-natured fellas, but we want to see more Aussies on the feature card, surely. We're allowed to be patriotic like that, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
We're the ones speaking.
Casey just chapping up. We're in the Aussie sun. We've had absolute blustery gale force winds in round 2. Round 1 was nice. Round 3, a little bit of rain on the forecast, but at the moment, it's not too bad. But the wind is certainly back. And as we said many times during this coverage, we're in the volcano. We've got lots of swirly breeze that is very difficult to read, and it's very temperamental. Sometimes it's absolutely blowing a gale. Wait 30 seconds and it'll be dead still.
And here we have the massive Canadian lumberjack, Casey, here, pulling out his axe to just chop down some deciduous. Oh no, here we go. Pump this one out nice and low. It looks pretty good. If you can just get a little bit more kind of skip and ground play.
Yeah, that's great. Little short, but he's got the forehand power to get to there from that particular spot. Now, Blake, we haven't seen on the coverage as yet. Absolute wonder kid from WA. Massive arm. Actually, no, I take that back. We saw him in round 1. He took a double bogey on this hole. We'll strike that from the record. Hopefully he's learned from that mistake and he'll hyzer this one into the landing zone.
Yeah, I'm sure he's stoked to be back on the lead card for this third round.
I just admire each time the old Hyzerfly ad comes on and I see Blake with hair past his shoulders.
Oh, that needed to get down, and it certainly did. Little bit short and inside, but no harm, no foul there.
Yeah, good correction. He'll be in a good spot to attack that green. Jade Brady, representing Prodigy Disc Golf. Now, boys, that is a different hat. I'm just calling it out.
This is his hole 1 hat.
This is the bucket hat.
When the wind gets up, he goes for the hat that has a string. That was looking great. Just hits the one tree it needs to miss. And again, he's going to be in that spot where he may be thinking about cutting the corner and carrying OB straight to the basket, but obviously a huge risk if he were to do that. Could see a backhand turnover.
Stanis, there's never a smile not on his face. He doesn't frown.
Shout out to Michelle Schultz there in the background, the TD, calling in the names.
TD of the year, fellas.
Yes,
yeah,
she was.
Freshly
Aussie.
announced.
Yeah.
On you, Michelle.
And look at Stan just giving himself a shady spot for his second.
Do you know what? I'm actually surprised Jade gets a hat on that mop that's, under there. Oh, this is a bit...
This is going to do weird things.
Don't cut roll.
Yep.
And those bollards are OB, and unfortunately he's racking up a penalty. Yeah, awkward shot.
Going for... Was that a failed roller or a failed Annie?
I think it was a failed air shot. It's hard to get the right angle, particularly when you're not reading the wind perfectly. So Blake, he's got plenty of distance on his forehand. I would say he's more of a proficient backhand player.
Is this like a Venom or something?
I imagine that would be the case. Quite overstable. Coming in nicely, though. And he's loving the Prodigy banners there because that's certainly saved him a stroke. He's just outside C1.
I'm sure he's taken that home. I still haven't seen anyone go the righty backhand over the OB. I don't think that was...
It certainly wasn't in play in prior years because that was an entire forest that's been cut down on the right-hand side there.
Or cut and burnt. Or burnt then cut.
big commitment from Stan and absolutely fantastic. We saw him hit the Prodigy placards, or scoot through them, in fact, in the second round. That was absolutely no luck involved. Beautiful shot.
Who needs a forehand when you watch Stan, honestly?
Speaking of forehands, here's one from Casey. And
Oh, he's flipped it up.
yeah, this looks like it's going very straight.
Oh, it's going for a little scenic drive down past hole 2 there.
Mate, and he's
Wrong way, go back. The
Yeah, I
sign
was
said.
gonna say, the sign is accurate. The sign is very accurate, in fact.
Casey's
Did Ryan
gone-
Nicholson put that there?
Yeah. He's gone birdie in the last 2 rounds as well. So,
Oh, this has got to get left on. He's up.
yeah.
And he's got Stan looking at a birdie, so could they see quite a few tied up at 7 under par after this first hole?
It's a bit of a tester. Good way to get the round going.
Oh,
but
he's given it the height.
too floaty.
Yeah, look, you can see the flag was opting. It was a tailwind. He maybe expected that to drop a little quicker than it did. This is the comeback of 4 par for Casey.
Oh, man.
That's under the tray for bogey.
Stan, how good's this?
Beautiful, nice birdie.
Great start. Gets one back.
Jade, unfortunately, with that OB, will be... Oh, he jammed that one into, dropping a stroke. So he moves to 4th place at 6 down.
Blake with a bit of a tricky lie. He's got to wedge his foot behind this
He had
rock, but he's all right.
He had a tap in, Fergs, if you were trying to say.
I was trying to make drama out of it. There was nothing. It was fine. I could call Casey's putt there too. Blows a bit of sawdust off that one. All right, as we move on to hole 2, a par 4. This one's an absolute boomer of a hole. 252 metres. You're teeing off from up on the hill, but it's still a long hole. We've just gone past the landing zone, the preferred landing zone, but even if you do land there, you've got about 140 metre second shot to a protected green that's steeped with a basket on top.
Oh, it's a tough green to access. That's for absolute certainty. Stan's been throwing this low hyzer flip-up shot absolutely perfectly. But honestly, this hole takes 2 of your best ever shots to even dream of a birdie.
Yeah, smart play. Jeez, it's bouncing around a bit.
It's gone very overstable. Obviously, wanting to get away from that OB line on the right-hand side.
Oh, I want to see Blake go big on this.
Yeah, Blake as well, just taking it easy. I don't know if many of the boys are really thinking they have to get this hole. This is a take a par and let other players give you a stroke hole, in my opinion. Casey went around the rough on the right in the first round. The second and third rounds, he's gone for the lower, safer shot.
I haven't seen anyone play the sort of the Annie line straight off the tee. I've done that in the past.
Oh, I don't know about that. I saw... yeah, I mean, it was 2 years ago. Jade tried it, and he hit the tree and cut rolled onto like 3 holes over. It was not a good result.
Well, just don't hit the tree.
I mean, it's a very tight gap, and if you can do what Jade's just done here, I think
that's
that is
great.
absolutely the play. Nice and low, no danger at all if you do that.
Stan, he's got to be at least 130 still out from the pin here. Just be looking to get into a good position.
Oh,
I
he kissed that, didn't he?
thought he was trying to go left of that tree. Maybe he was, but that's not a problem. But still, doesn't matter how close you get to this one, even if you're within 50 metres, very difficult basket to access. You kind of have to throw a skip shot.
Ooh, no.
Oh, and this is looking all sorts of bad.
That could be OB.
It's all the way over the left there. It's cutting. Oh, it is.
that's
found
not
it.
gonna come back.
Wow. And that is an almost certain, I want to say, double. Very difficult to get up and down from that particular spot.
Blake,
You have to throw a skip shot and land it on this hill perfectly. And
Tricky little footing there.
surprised he didn't throw the forehand, actually.
could tell he's in attack mode this round, but that's going to be a difficult place to get up and down from as well. Being out to the left there, you really can't access the basket with any sort of backhand. So best you can sort of hope for is a edge of C1 putt.
Oh, Jade's just kind of lent on this one a bit too much, and yeah,
It's out of the rough though.
Yeah,
That's not too bad.
not the worst result.
Yeah.
I think he had the green in mind there.
Yeah. So let's see what
Yeah.
Casey's left with. Looks like he's got his A2 in his hand, so he's going the backhand route.
Going to need a little bit of ground play here.
Oh, is he got it at the corner?
He shaved the corner, but
yeah.
you almost need to do that shot with something higher speed to get the skip, because it's quite a bit left once you get around that tree.
Here we've got Blake sporting the Flying Disc Store Aces shirt. Oh, no, he's not. Sorry, that's the wrong one.
Hey, he's Heiser Flight's very own. Thank you very much, Fergie.
There's a Heiser Flight right there.
Oh, boy.
Goodness gracious.
And you'll see the OB line is sponsored by the Flying Disc Store. Just catching my
You're
voice and
welcome.
strokes. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Boys are making hole 2 look beastly right now. And maybe the wind's in play, thinking that you have to put your upshot right under the basket, because any sort of putt on this basket is a true death putt.
Ooh,
It's not
nice
a bad...
nice little nose up approach there from Jade.
I mean, Jade's looking at gaining a few strokes here.
I think Jade's still putting in a bogey too.
Is he? No. He's putting for par.
I think that was his par putt, but I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe not.
No, recount it, Tim.
Okay.
Watch it back.
Well, we'll find out in a second. And if it is the case, he's probably going to this card might square up.
No, you are right, Paddy.
Yeah,
that is a
there you go,
par.
mate. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
I mean, that second shot was such a shank. I kind of thought it was some sort of penalty. There we go,
Stand
Stan
man.
for the bogey.
That's going to bring him down 6 under par with Jade, and I think it might be similar for the next two.
So Blake with the unfortunate double. And we've had a bit of a lead change, I believe, because Casey also in for the double. And all of a sudden, we've
Wow.
got Jade and Stan up top at 6 under par.
Look out.
As we take a peek at the Tombstone, hole 3, 157 metre par 4. One you want to get, you want to try and get your drive to land at the top of this hill here. So you've got a nice flat run up for the dog leg to the left that you need to accomplish on your second shot. Not a very difficult hole, not a lot of OB in play. There is some over there on the far right-hand side.
What do you reckon? It's taking about 130 metre throw to get to the top?
I'd say
130, 140?
Probably 140. Yeah. If you can do it with sort of a hyzer flip up, that's ideal. If you're trying to rely on a flat or a flex backhand, that's where the wind really comes into play, and you see a lot of drives get absolutely taken for a ride.
I like this from Stan.
Stan's navigated it very well though, and this is pushing all the way up to the top. And that's a
Money.
great spot. Maybe a little to the left if you've been particularly picky, but that's a great drive.
I'm super keen to see what Blake does here. He's got an absolute cannon of an arm, and I think he just wants to unleash this one.
He's made a mockery of many distance competitions, Blake. And let's have a look and see what he's got on this hole. Let's go on the hyzer flip up, maybe a little low. Should get a nice counter skip. That's a great spot.
Very controlled.
So Casey, we saw him in round 1 go all the way up to the left and take on the wall of trees. Let's see if he just does the same thing again. Oh, he's really wrenched over on it, and this is heading out to the right. It's got the stability to come back, though. That's not a problem at all. It's actually going to open up quite a nice angle to the basket, which you can see. If you can see the basket for your second shot on this hole, you've done well, because it is very difficult to see.
Very nice on the dance floor. Mm-hmm. Blake has just enough look at this. He'll, overstable putter or something like that. Should be able to just get this up.
Yeah, I imagine that'd be...
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that pink disc is, but I'm sure it's some sort of Zone OS type disc. He is a Discraft Underground member, young Blake. And he throws the Venom in particular very, very well.
Jade following a similar line, but just gets caught by that last tree.
Rolling back too. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You do have to really go under that low canopy of trees there if you're on the left-hand side. Stan's got a nice angle. Get us a run.
Oh!
Off the chains. Oh my word. He's due a throw in because he's hit all sorts of metal from all sorts of distances.
That was a lot of chain as well.
Yeah,
He will get a better
very
look
thick.
at it.
Replay that one. What is this thing?
This would be his Razor Claw, I imagine.
Razor claw.
Just coming in.
Oh,
Hit the
top.
band and then the tray.
Okay, right.
wow.
Oh boy.
Razor claw is like overstable putter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's sort of in that zone A2 class of discs.
Hub. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
We're not all latitude junkies like yourself, Paddy. So we'll say zone or A2.
It's all right. Just for the greater community, it's like a harp.
Casey in for the birdie
Very nice.
with a nice Prodigy disc. You should check him out, Paddy. Very good manufacturer of plastic.
It's all right, mate. I like my fingertips. So.
That's getting too personal on the comms for my liking. Stands in
Not
for the birdie.
flashing. Oh, goodness me. Should I try him too?
As we see Jade in for the par as well.
Blake. Simple tap in for his birdie.
Is that the first beer frame we've seen?
That might be the first one.
All right.
AusDiscs, powering Team Heiser Flight. Check them out at ausdiscs.com.au.
Alrighty, next up, hole 4, 153 metre par 4. You want to navigate, well, there's two options off the tee. You can throw a forehand down this line or a backhand, just get to the bottom of the hill, or there is a cheeky little hyzer line too. If you can just navigate to the bottom, you can approach this basket, a little bit of OB on the right-hand side, but lots of natural OB on the left. Good technical par 4. I like this one.
It is nice. Getting through the trees is the first thing you need to do, and Stan is absolutely diced to that line every round.
Damn, that's huge.
Massive.
You just have a simple approach shot from there.
Blake going the backhand as well. Tell you what, move this Mando one tree over and cut off this backhand line.
No.
I'm only joking. It's an absolute nightmare, that backhand line for me, but Blake's probably disappointed with that effort. He'd be getting all the way down to the open most times out of 10, I would have thought.
Casey here with the sidearm. We saw him do this in the second round after getting into trouble in the first round, but unfortunately he's kicked over to the left, and that's going to be tough from there.
Didn't get all the way to the rough, which is great, because that rough on the left is absolute jail.
I mean, I'm still waiting for one of these boys to get a higher speed driver and just go for it.
Jade's turned that over a little bit too much, but no harm, no foul. So Blake, he's got a very downhill run up. He's got going for the standstill Raptor, and this is an awkward angle.
Yeah.
That's a really good attempt. Nice straight skip. Oh, very good bid. Still well short of the putting green though, so I think he'd be about 35 metres from the pin, maybe a little closer.
Casey, he did have an angle, and he's made the most of it. He's probably put himself still at 20 out.
Yeah.
Not a bad attempt, and definitely good result after it. Any kick to the left can really pinch off your angle. See the wind getting up a bit for Jade on his approach.
Gotta love that.
This is one of the simpler upshots.
Oh, he almost lost the hat. I think it's time to put the other one on with a drawstring.
I'm expecting this to go in. I don't know about you boys.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just
From what we're seeing. Let's go, Big Stan.
Skip in.
Oh, this looks money.
Yeah, just parked.
Yeah.
so much touch.
And he looks like he's going to get another one.
So Blake, yeah, he's come up quite short. He's going to have to put his zone close. Just walk away with a par on this one. And that's nice and smooth. He's already looked away. He's Robin Hooded. Stan there. Gone a little bit closer.
Casey, he's lining this up, boys.
Ooh, lofty bid.
Yeah. Had all the height, though.
So Jay did find a little bit of the edge of C1 rough.
He's been putting so well, though.
You are right. I cannot recall the last time he missed a putt.
You'd back him in for this, wouldn't you?
Oh, I would.
I don't know. I'm feeling Trey.
Oh, that was a nice
something
catch.
different. Sorry, Jade.
That was
Sorry,
a
Jade.
nice catch. But look, he's been pretty faultless from C1 this entire tournament, and he's earned that one, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's to take outright second place, too.
Yeah, with Casey and Blake dropping in pars, and Stan will move one stroke ahead in outright first place with his tap-in birdie. Still going to mark it, which is exactly what I do from any range. Very nicely done.
From any range.
Any range market. It's just a superstition I have. You just have to mark every putt. I'm like the anti-Paul Macbeth in that sense.
Hole 5, 212 metre par 4. It's definitely a very tricky hole. Not many birdies this whole weekend. You've got OB on the right-hand side here, and you've got the road OB, which you've got to cross over and get into the second section of the hole, navigate some trees, and end up down the right side here where the basket's kind of on the down slope of a hill under the willow tree. The wind seems to have got up as well for Stan's drive.
It's been going this sort of backhand turnover line. Let's see how aggressive it goes.
That's very aggressive. Is he going to get on the road?
Oh, he's going to try and clear it in one.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, did that cross? It may come back. The bollards are actually not the OB line. It's the road on this hole. So that could have gotten onto a bit of bark and been in bounds.
Surely he
Was he going for that?
Wasn't going for that.
Okay.
Very difficult
Really?
to tell if that actually skipped over the basket side of the road. I don't know if it did, but the card mates won't know, so they'll be relying on the spotters for that one. Jade's put a beautiful angle on this disc, and that's going to settle up on OB by looks of things.
No,
green flag.
That's a great spot.
Right.
Absolutely amazing shot from Jade. A good result. Would have been harsh to see that punished. Now, Blake went an inhuman Anheuser over the entire forest line in the first round. And it kind of worked. Let's see if he goes a similar line in this final round. He certainly is looking at.
Yeah, I know. He's limbering up.
Oh, and I recognise this disc too. This may be one out of my stash. No, not quite. This is different. Oh, the wind though.
Gosh.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm nervous.
Go for it, son.
Oh,
Is it
come
high
on.
enough? It's looking good.
Has it got enough turn, though, with that tailwind?
We've lost it.
Yeah, that
Looks like it
seems-
wasn't quite high enough, and it doesn't look like he's across the road. So he's going to be going on a safari hunt once again, try and find that disc. He had a fairly good.
Is Casey looking at the same line? Sorry. Is he going high?
Surely not.
I haven't seen him do this yet.
He's gone for it.
Oh, that looks all right.
That looks a little bit higher than Blake's, which is what the doctor ordered. But the cameraman's telling us a story that it maybe hit some foliage and landed in a similar part of the jungle.
Oh, I don't know why they're doing this.
Oh, and look, he had a good result in round one. He had a bit of an opening he could throw through. This looks like a worse result, and he's got a putter. I think all he can do is jump putt to a better spot to throw his third from, and he's done that pretty well, actually. So we still haven't crossed the road, and he's going to have a fairly difficult shot to get up and down for the par.
Wow.
Casey's done a little wrist-only forehand out to the opening, and look, he's still got a standstill venom shot. It's Blake, so he'll be taking the bogey 100% at best at this point, because that's still about 50 metres, 60 metres from the basket.
I wonder how far they're getting down if they get over the trees.
I think anywhere across the road you can kind of have a chance at a birdie.
Oh, he's held on to that a bit too long, I think.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a little bit of a pressure on these upshots from Casey and Blake, because Stan all of a sudden is...
Oh, come on.
This from Jade.
Come
Money
on.
from Jade.
Do we have a chance at the birdie? He's gone.
Oh, it's gone
again. No. Oh, that's that OB long line is almost unfair.
It really is. It's a tough hole.
So rough.
Like, oh.
So
Jade.
where are we seeing Stan take his second from? So he hasn't crossed. He's on the T-pad side of the road.
Yeah.
So this is a very, very difficult spot to get up and down for the par from. He's probably looking at a bogey at best as well. He's got a Mando that he has to keep left of. And that looks a little low. You can just see the blue flag of the basket on the right-hand side there. So challenging to put the disc close on that downslope. And the OB long, which I didn't even know was in play with my noodle arm, is catching a few boys out as well. So lots to think about from the MPO lead card.
Ooh, jeez.
Don't know if he meant to sneak around that tree, but he did. And that's a tap-in bogey. Well done.
That's fortunate.
Blake giving it the lofty layup with the putter. Nicely done.
Good angle just to ride that downhill slope and minimise the chance of a roll
Was that
away.
too stable from Stan? settling up. No, that's inside circle, not a problem. That Cloudbreaker 3 Rainmaker that he's been throwing a lot.
This for 5?
This is
4.
This is actually for a par
Oh.
from Jade. So it's tapping in the bogeys, not a bad result. Saw some absolute carnage this hole.
Jeez, man, if I hadn't rolled OB for Jade, he's getting strokes on all of them, isn't he? But well done. That's pretty solid bogey from Stanis there.
Averaged an entire stroke and a bit over par at 5.08. And I got to shout out, there was a single birdie for the entire event, and it went to none other than Ryan Hart, who, fair to say, after a tough round 2, went all out attack mode in this round. And I believe he got it with the over-the-top Blake Houston patented line.
It is possible.
It is possible.
There you go. I mean, it's nice to know that this hole did get birdied, but yeah, playing a full stroke over.
Yeah. I don't mind it though. Very technical. And look, holes where you can take a par and still get strokes on the field. Not too bad. As we take a peek at hole 6. This is not one of those. It's a hole you want to get. 72 metre par 3. Steeply uphill. If you've got a booming hyzer forehand, you can sort of knife it into the hillside here. Otherwise, you're throwing a technical backhand turnover. That needs to land flat, otherwise you're rolling all the way back down the hill. Stan went the massive overturned S-shaped, let's call it the MA4 backhand shot, the full S shot, and that's actually a fantastic result. He's gone past the basket, putting back down at it.
This looks good from Jay, but maybe it's fading out just a little bit too soon.
Yeah, it's faded up down the hill.
Blake opting for the sidearm. We haven't seen this a whole lot.
Yeah, he's got a good hyzer forehand, Blake. Does take quite a bit of power to get there on this one.
Yeah, you've got to get the height to get over this tree at the start, but then you've got to
love
have
it.
enough angle to push it forward.
Love this. And it's knifed down. Great result. That could have rolled back down the hill.
He's sitting roughly just inside the circle, I think, maybe about 9 metres.
Mm-hmm.
Casey, huge forehand throw. It's looking very high.
Oh, parked it. Beautiful shot. So Jade first to act. He's about 30 plus metres away from the basket, all the way uphill. And, yeah, that wasn't that great, Jade, to be fair. I'll call it as it is. But he should have no harm with that putt.
I think that was a bit of a half layup.
Blake here from about 7 or 8 metres. Hung it out right and
catching
stayed
some
that
right
way.
side. Not a bad bid, but certainly one you want to get, particularly if you want to keep pace with Stan, who's putting for birdie from a little bit of rough, but well inside C1. Oh, a little low. Needs to sit.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Is it wrapping up?
Yeah,
oh,
good
that's
check.
great.
Good check.
I've seen some almighty rolls on this hole. So he's putting again for par from about 5 metres here.
Jeez, Casey must be probably parked.
Was thinking about this putt a little bit more than we've seen him in prior putts. There's no harm, no nerves on the end result there. Nicely into the heart of the chains.
Jeez, that's a good drive.
Oh, no. And look, I was going to say it. When people say you're parked and you're exactly like that distance away,
Yeah.
there's something about it that just makes my knees rattle, my arms are shaking.
But that's not parked. He's outside 3 metres.
know,
That's
but
not the bullseye. It's not parked.
It's a faux pas when people say you're parked and then you walk up and you're like, mate, I'm not parked. I've missed plenty of these in my time. And yeah, Casey, unfortunately, that's a stroke that he will want to have back. He could have, closed the gap a little bit to Stan. He did start this round as the leader of the pack. So maybe some nerves and some...
Still holding in, only 2 strokes off. Plenty of trouble coming.
So apart from hole 6, maybe a little bit unexpected for the MPO lead card. I'll want to get a stroke back on hole 7.
All right, next up, hole 7, our only par 5, I believe. No, the
One of
first
two.
of the par 5s. 272 metres. Look, you're just trying to navigate those first trees, get somewhere in this area here. You've got OB on the right, OB on the left. Try and get between these two trees. Their basket is perched on the hill with some OB very tight behind it and a little bit raised. Nothing like a treacherous green at Crater Lakes. So see how these boys go.
Fantastic hole, this one. Lots of options off the box. Maybe not so much consideration given to the roller in this sort of wind, but it is a very common play on this hole in ideal conditions. Just taking the canopy of trees out of play. Stan's had this like right gap on a rope for the prior 2 rounds, and he's done so
True to
again
form.
in round 3.
Jade here, just leaning on that one a little bit. And if it gets around that tree, he's going to be money.
That's big distance from Jade. He's had that overstable thing very much dialed on this hole. I think it's a Nuke OS. His bag's changed a lot in the last 12 months, Jade, so it's hard to keep up with the new additions to the bag.
I know Blake has a roller disc that is this colour, but I'm not sure if this is it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it
in, all
certainly
right.
is.
There you go.
That looks
Come on.
a little too turned over, and that's in the Snake Town over there. Ooh, and it's come up just before the corner as well, so from there he's really just pitching out.
Get off it.
Oh, he's hit the tree.
I mean, it's still not the worst. He just needs to get up to those trees.
Yeah, look, you can get big distance on the second shot, and this is the way to attack it. Those grey trees on the right-hand side are roughly where the OB line starts, so hang it out there with something overstable and should fade back to the middle of the fairway. Blake, has he gone too far left here? No,
Nah, but
that's in
he's-
bounds.
He's a fair way off. He's
Yep.
looking at par at best from there, I think.
So Stan, he's in that awkward spot where he's gone very far. He can sort of play this a little safer and give himself a bigger upshot to get up and down for the birdie, or he can go for max distance here and land in the thinnest part of the fairway. The OB really tapers. This is too turned over for my liking.
Oh, and the kick
And
in the tree didn't help.
Might have
I think
actually.
it maybe did
Yeah.
help, because if it missed that tree, it's going to be fading over the OB, but he's checked up short of where it gets really narrow. Like this from Jade. Needs
I would
the
just-
stable skip. Yep. Nicely done.
I'd be backing Jade in for that shot to stay in bounds.
Mm.
Like 90% of the time, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just good, nice and low so the wind doesn't affect it too much. And yeah.
How aggressive is Blake going to be on this shot here? Looks like he's hanging out the venom in the headwind. I like the width. It does need to come back left at the end there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nicely done. He'll have a
Lovely.
simple little flicker, a jump up even from that spot, which is great after the failed roller attempt and the pitch out.
Now, this is decision time for Casey here. He's going for the basket.
He's got the distance, but
Needs
he's
to
gonna need that
stable up. That's
fight
hanging
back.
out over
Yeah.
OB, and not really going to see too many skips off that dark,
Yeah.
black volcanic sand there. That's no good from Casey.
Status very fortunate for that tree kick. Now he's potentially eyeing off getting in position for a birdie.
I think this spot is what you want a forehand for. The backhand is a little awkward, but he's done it pretty well. Needs a straight skip. And I
Yeah.
believe he's going to be well and truly snookered behind that big fat tree blocking the basket there. Hopefully he can lean out and get a glimpse at some part of the chains.
Jade with these champ AVR. It's going to need to
stop
come
it.
back left, otherwise that's going to leak out the back OB.
Bugger.
That's not what he wanted.
Nah.
I think the forehand, definitely the play from that sort of spot. You can sort of take that nice big open gap on the left, one that Blake's looking at right now. Just stable right up. You don't have to worry about the willows overhanging the OB.
Yeah, money.
Nicely done from Blake. So Casey, this is what we've got here. The wind has absolutely picked up. He's gone with the A2. He's going to put this one under the tray. Oh, he's giving it a run.
Oh.
Wow. Didn't expect that. Nice little floaty bid, and he's checked up in the bullseye. So
Is A2 a bit more overstable?
A2's, yeah, in your
Yeah.
class of zone and
And harp.
harp. I was trying to think of what the other
Yeah.
latitude.
No, you weren't, mate.
Sorry, mate.
Yep. Stan was
What?
snookered there.
Why is it tattooed on your chest?
Nice putt from Jade.
It's his dog's name.
As a branch just falls down. And that's actually one thing to mention. Young Blake, I think he earned a few stitches after the first round because a branch fell on his head at the completion of hole 18.
It did too, yeah.
Lucky he's got a beautiful Disc Golf Pro Tour hat to cover the damage. Still a good-looking rooster, can confirm.
Didn't you say off mic that is just you're happy it's got a thick head? Or no?
I didn't say that, but I'll let you put words in my mouth for you, Paddy. As we see Casey drop a stroke, and he's slipping further behind Stan at this point in the round.
All right, hole 8, 164 metre par 4. You're teeing off from pretty high elevation here. You've got OB kind of sliced out in that left-hand side. You want to put your drive either around the corner or pitch it out a bit more to the right. And then you've got a basket here just kind of perched up on this hill. Tricky little par 4, but if you want to kind of, risk it for the biscuit, you can try and make that corner.
Stan's disking right down and making sure he turns over this disc to be all the way out to the right, and it's probably not a bad bid in the wind.
Oh, mate, I want to see some green on these cards here. It's not the nice colours at the moment.
Jade was ultra aggressive in round 2 and unfortunately landed Whisker OB. And this is 2 turned over. Might be
cut roll.
It doesn't cut roll OB.
No.
There's no chance. He should progress a fair chunk of the fairway though, but unfortunately that was way too turned over.
Blake, is he eyeing off that corner there?
What is Chase doing? Just a bit in the eye line there.
Blake's got the luxury of going dead straight with his power, and that is miles around. And look at that.
Dear me.
That's a risk of going long OB.
I think he's gone long of the basket well and truly. And
Please don't put up the red flag.
That's got to be green.
Oh, we got green. Happy days.
There we go.
Huge work from the spotter. That was a fair run. He's like, why is Blake on lead card making me run?
Ooh, I like this from Casey too.
Yeah.
Needs to push and not fade. Oh, it's fantastic.
Far out.
Couple of eagle bids on hole 8. He's not sure if it's in bounds, but he's well and truly safe. I think he's in that last guardian tree. No, just around it. Just outside circle.
There you go.
He's going to have a very, very clean look for his second eagle of the tournament.
Jade here, throwing 3 after the unfortunate OB. He's going straight over the corner here, hoping to probably put this thing under the basket on that hill.
It's probably not a spot that he's practiced in prior pracky rounds.
No, that's just not.
Why would you need to practice when
Great
you're doing
attempt,
that?
So he's going to have about an 8 metre putt for the par.
Oh, it's only just
Great
out
result.
of bounds too.
Yeah, I think he must have just... would have hit the ground healthily inbounds and just cut rolled, I think. So Stan with his sort of layup drive off the box is unfortunately fairly snookered by that big tree. As you so often are in this hole, they're just so nicely placed. It's going the backhand turnover, and this takes a lot of commitment. There's OB all around this hot basket. Fantastic shot in the wind. That is a great result. Just outside C1. Blake doesn't want to have a look at the eagle. Doesn't need to.
Yeah,
Just
wants
happy to
that
take
birdie.
the birdie. There is OB, probably 7 metres off to the left of the basket. And that might get there. Looks like it's checked up in bounds, but yeah, glance off the top of the band.
Yeah, it's got to be a pretty big air ball to get.
Oh, wow. Jeez,
Stan.
that outside chain really caught that, but not enough to throw it in the basket.
So Jade, this is for par,
Come on, Jade.
and that is
Oh,
amazingly
yes.
well done.
I actually just clapped then.
Yeah.
I love it. We're not watching live coverage here, Fergie, but I love how you're
sorry,
getting
in the
into
moment. It was just such a good part.
So Casey, yeah, probably lucky he didn't glance off the band all the way OB there. He's got a bit of a test to come back for the birdie.
Looks like he's dealing with a little bit of tail too.
Yeah, nicely
but
done.
Good bird.
Would have been painful to watch a 3-putt after that fantastic drive. Blakey comfortably in for the birdie. And Stan, the leader, going to be dropping a stroke, putting the par.
Jeez, it's
Tightening up, isn't it?
definitely tightening up.
As we take a peek at the last hole of this front 9 coverage, 68 metres. This is an absolute gimme, but one that the MPO boys so often miss because you've just gotten through all the treacherous part of the course. A nice little forehand or a backhand low and driven straight at this sloped green is what you need to do. Or if you're Blake, you can find a line that no one's considered, a backhand spike hyzer. Is this what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah, saw this in
What?
practice a bit.
Takes on, very vertical, and it looks like it hit the
Yeah.
Hit the ceiling there. I mean, if it's worked for you in the past, I get why you go for that line, but this forehand flick is not too difficult to pull off. Casey's gone the A2, and like in the prior rounds, he's thrown it just a whisker low and giving himself a real tricky death putt.
Stanis, who we saw almost ring this up in round 2.
The wind has really picked up for him, though.
Oh, this looks good too.
How's the angle control?
Oh,
That is
goodness
fantastic.
gracious.
Can we call that parked?
I can call that parked. His
Yeah?
backhand
Yeah.
approaches are something that I am well and truly jealous of, Stan. He is so good with the backhand Rainmaker and the Razor Claw.
Mate, he's like the opposite you. Like, you know.
Thanks for that, Paddy.
Well, you know, in the term that he, you know, doesn't throw his only backhand.
Yeah, that's
You're
it.
Basically forehand.
I'm good with the forehand. Thank you.
Do you want a shovel, Paddy? You're right.
I thought you were complimenting my backhand approach shots that I love putting outside C1.
Casey.
So Casey, will he run it?
Oh, he has.
Oh,
he
and a
cans
good
it.
left side catch.
That's a death putt.
Yeah,
Straight up.
fantastic. And look at him run it in.
Yeah.
Absolutely hot.
I'm a lumberjack and a Jade here from probably about 4-5 meters.
Come on. Stop thinking about it.
Yep.
Put it in.
Low right. He's got it all day.
Low right. Oh, that's a yes. Great putt.
High dead centre is
Yeah.
what you meant to say.
Yep. He can putt well.
Beautifully done.
Stand.
Stand in for the birdie. You're not getting a stroke on me on hole 9, he says.
Is he putting with a premium putter? Premium plastic there?
Oh, I think he does it when he's close, just
Yeah.
to save the energy of getting the other putter out of the bag.
I don't know what that's like.
And that'll wrap up the front 9. Very interesting movement on the lead card. Stan is now the leader at 8 down. Jade in second place at 7 down. And Casey and Blake are tied at 6 under par. Don't go anywhere because this is going to be a beautiful back 9.
Yeah. No movement from chase card, Tim? No?
I mean, your DNF opened up a
No,
nice
I'm
slot.
asking about you, mate. So.
Oh, hopefully I'm pushing up the leaderboard a wee bit, but we'll see. Have to wait and find out.